Hey, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to go over my new bandsaw. I basically unboxed it, put it together, kind of show you some of the setup steps with aligning the blade and give it a quick test cut. So if you'd like to see that, stick around. I just received this new bandsaw from Grizzly. So unpacked it, it came packed in crate. I also got the mobile base for it too, but just wanted to go ahead and get everything put together, kind of give my first thoughts on it, and then once I get my power completely hooked up, get that going and make a few test cuts. So stick around, watch. Gotta love Cosmoline. Instructions say to spray it down with a degreaser, let it kind of soak for a little bit, and then wipe it off. So this is simple green. Used this all the time when I was in the Navy. All right, I'm gonna let that soak in. So we wait on this to soak up on here. We'll go ahead and get the Guidepost hand wheel installed. Okay, this is using a set screw to attach this. So let's break it. Okay, this is a stop bolt that's going to be going underneath here. So it has you thread a nut on halfway, and then you need to put it into the saw right there. Okay, on this one, it wants me to loosen the tension here. So that's coming up here to this place. To basically remove the saw blade. So I'm going to go ahead and get this spun around here so you can see. I find it interesting that they would send this thing pre-loaded with the blade attached already. It's probably a hand wheel that goes in there. It's probably the thing. It doesn't really show it yet. All right, seems pretty loose. Take this guy here. So, now put this over here. All right, what's next? All right, now I need to finish cleaning this table up. This stuff's so horrid. You want to hear what this ridiculous statement in here says? Be patient and do a thorough job cleaning your machine. The time you spend doing this now will give you a better appreciation for the proper care of your machine's unpainted surfaces. Yeah, I have a lot of appreciation for that. All right, the next step, I need to put the table on the trunnion here. So I've got to put a bolt in each one of those holes into the bottom of the cast iron ink. So it's pretty heavy, so try to get a good angle for the shot, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, this is using these little bolts. Just do little lock washer here and a regular washer, and they just bolt up in there. So that's a, what is that? Is this a 14 millimeter socket? Get that tightened down. Okay, the next step is to attach this rear rail. It goes on with these socket cap screws here. No washers associated with this piece here, so get that. Oh no. If you drop it inside, like I just did, the cap pulls off on the end. You can just pull that out. Let's put on the end of that so it doesn't fall off again. Okay, our next step is to install this front rail here, and that's going to get these hex bolts here with a washer and lock washer. And this is a 10 millimeter. Okay, next step, I need to attach this handle and nut together and put it on the fence, which I've got a little cleaning and Cosmoline to do there. But it goes in right here. This fits in here. And there you go. So this bandsaw does include a Resaw fence accessory. Move you around so you can see it better. This guy here, basically you get this little twist knob, this little bolt here with the nut, or the washer rather. It's going to go through here. You got to drop it on the floor at least twice. And that doesn't work. What am I doing wrong? Oh, got the wrong one. So there's two of these. So there's this guy, which is the correct one, and then there's this guy, which you can see why I didn't fit through. This guy right here slides in like that. And gets tightened down. All right. Okay, so there's a drift bar in here, and that is to connect to the Resaw fence in case you need to use that. Once I get the plastic off of here, get that out. And I think that's where the short one goes to work at. Wow, they really packaged this well, didn't they? Behind 4 layers of plastic. There we go. At least this one's not covered in Cosmoline. So this guy goes right here. And this goes through here. All right, so that would be good for basically you need to allow for drift in your blade. All right, mine came with an addendum, and the addendum is for a dust deflector and blade guard, and it appears that this is probably based off of where I'm seeing it. It's a protection thing, so protect people from cutting off their phalanges. So that's this guy here, and it goes underneath this piece here where the magnets are there. It's got this spring-loaded plate right here that is supposed to attach right up here, and the magnets are what keep it in place. It really, wow, that's interesting to see. Okay, it's fairly simple. All right, let me get the blade put on here. There is discussion about the dust collection in the instructions. There's 2 dust collection ports. There's this one right here, and then there's also one at the back right here that we go. So pretty much all my other dust collection for my dust collector, you know, I've got the Harbor Freight bag one. Is I've 3D printed these magnetic things so I can just basically hook up. Because this has 2, I'm probably going to figure out how to do a Y and get these kind of hooked up together on the same thing, and then hook those up, be able to just hook it up all at once, and be able to collect dust there. All right, let's get the blade back on this thing. I'm going to use the blade that came with it for now, and probably buying something a little bit better in the future, but you know how things go. All right, so what I'm doing here is adjusting the blade guides for this. So these 2 right here on each side, basically you loosen these thumb screws right here, and there's one over here, and you kind of tap these brass pieces to where it just touches the blade, and then you tighten these things down right here. So you want to make sure that you're not basically capturing the teeth. You want to capture the blade only. Otherwise, you'll have quite an issue. So the next piece, this roller bearing on the back, this guy right here, you want to press it up against the back of the blade just where it barely touches. So there's a little bolt back here that tightens that. See if I can get that loose. There we go. And once that's loose, there is a screw on the back that you can, or a thumb wheel that you can move to where you can get it. So basically you just want barely touching. I actually push it up to it to where it touches, and then pull it back, till I barely see daylight. And then we'll tighten that back down. And our bottom blade guides should be good to go. All right. Top we do very similarly. Pull you up to show you those. Okay, again with the plates here, this could probably stand to come forward just slightly. So that's what I'm going to do here. Is untighten this a little bit. Untighten. How about loosen? So I'll loosen that, get it pulled up a little bit, tighten it back down. All right, so that's not going to push forward or back anymore. Now to get these, again, you want to loosen up these thumb screws, kind of tap these pads in to where it barely touches. You're not trying to squeeze it, you're just trying to barely put a little bit of contact to allow for that movement. This bearing up here is going to ride up, so it's kind of tough to see because of the blade guard, but kind of the same thing. You want to basically push it until it barely touches. See if I can get a better angle for you. Okay, can you see this in here? This is the bearing going through, obviously, the blade. So but kind of the same thing. I want to push it in till I barely touch. And then once that's on there, pull it back just a touch. And then I can start tightening up the bolt here. All right, so now that these are tight, I'm going to check all the other things, make sure we're good to go. All right, we should be tracking well. All right, you always want to run your blade by hand before you put it to power, just to make sure that there's nothing getting in the way, there's no hang-ups. You'd rather have something hitting now than when you're in the middle or trying to make a cut with power. Okay, so now the only thing to do is to get it dialed in the rest of the way and then make a test cut. So here's our bandsaw fully assembled. Finally got the 240 volt outlet. You can see that back there installed, so I can actually use the bandsaw as needed. So you can slide this back and forth to things, but I'm just going to do a quick cut on this little piece of cherry here to show you in action. Okay, thank you for watching. I bought a couple of other blades that I will use in the future. One's going to be for rough cutting, kind of semi-green wood, firewood type stuff. And the other one's going to be for drier, thicker pieces like resawing. So if I have any kind of project that's going to use those in the future, I'll explain which blade I'm using and why. But I got Timberwolf blades. Those are I've used those in the past. They've done really well for me. If you recommend a different type of blade for the types of operations that I discussed, recommend those down in the comments and I will check those out. But for now, thank you for sticking around and watching. I will see you again on the next one.